Alright, welcome back to Willow. I'm Kari, and today we are continuing the Random Villager Island Challenge. If you're new around here, I am doing a challenge where I have to make an entire island based off of one villager's theme. So, for us, we have, let me show you, we have Piper, and she was our first Nook Miles ticket villager, which we will be making an entire island based off of her theme. And yes, she is a bird, but if you find her, she actually has like a black lace shirt on, and it's like a little gothic in my opinion. So we decided to go with the gothic island theme, which I'm super excited for. Like, I cannot be more ecstatic for it, because I was actually kind of like wanting to do a gothic theme. I just didn't want to like commit to it, so I figured this was the best way to commit to it. It's just getting it randomly. So last time that we worked on this island, we made a, what do you call it, like a graveyard area that's kind of like secluded. The only way you can get to it is through a bridge, and it took me a while to get this bridge in, I'm not gonna lie. So I struggled with this, but terraforming is completely new to me. I haven't actually like terraformed in a long time. And if I even got to it in the first time that I played this game is a good question, because I don't remember. It's been so long. But this is where Lucky's house is going to go. Let me show you. It's going to be like up in this corner somewhere. And then we're going to have like the graveyard kind of to the side of it. And then we'll have like pathing leading up to it. These are a couple of the paths that we have picked out. A couple of them we are not using. I was just kind of testing them to see what they look like. But we're definitely using this path right here because I think it is absolutely gorgeous and cute. So today our focus is, oh wait, let me show you the map. So this is what it looks like on the map. It looks okay. I think there's a couple of things that we could like change with the place for the graveyard, but I'm thinking we will keep that for later, because maybe we'll fine-tune it like later on once we start like decorating fully. Now we do have this peninsula over here, which I'm not sure what I'm gonna use it for, to be honest, but I'm trying to figure out where I want the castle to be. Now, I don't want it to be like too close to the river, or not the river, the graveyard, because I want like a good amount of space in between, I feel like. But also I kind of want the castle to be like a little bit centered. So centered would be like way too close to the graveyard. But maybe like here is a good spot because it's like in line with the airport. If you look at that on the map, this is like pretty much dead on center into the airport at the bottom there. So maybe we put it like around in here. So let's go ahead and get our construction tools set up. Start construction, and then we're gonna basically make a giant cliff and I'm gonna try to do this the best way possible. I don't exactly know how big I want it. That is actually a really good question. How big do we want this castle to be? Let's see. I think if we, well, I guess we'll figure it out as we go. So I guess let's just start terraforming. Let me pick up some of these weeds because they might get in the way here of our construction. So I think what I want to do is I want this to be like the back end of the castle cliffs. I think I want it like right up against the shore here. Oh. So let's just start building like this. And then I think, I don't exactly know how wide it needs to be, because I'm going to do like a tiered system where, like, you know, we have like the bottom layer, like this layer here, the flat island portion, and then we have this tier up here that I'm making right now, and then we have another tier on top of that. So I don't exactly know how big it's gonna need to be. Like I said, we'll just kind of play it by ear, figure it out as we go. But I think it's gonna be cool if I can pull it off, and that's gonna be the fun part. So, but yeah, I've been on like a, oop, I didn't mean to break that. I've been on a little bit of a hiatus. I'm not gonna lie. It's been quite a minute since my last video, which I do apologize for. A lot of stuff has been happening. So, let me fill you in. I am also currently in school, university for my master's in psychology. And I'm actually almost done my master's. So, I'm getting close to the end, and honestly, I had an assignment due, and I didn't feel like doing it, so I waited till the last minute, and then I just never got the next video made for Animal Crossing. So yeah, I have had the master's class. I'm still in my master's program. I think I graduate in January. This controller is vibrating a lot. I hope it's not getting picked up through the mic. But I think pretty soon I should be done my master's program, and then I'll hopefully be able to find a job in psychology. But anyways, besides that, I have also met my long-distance boyfriend, and I did that over the weekend. I think it was the first week in June. If this video comes out in time, it should be over the weekend. So it was super fun. Absolutely enjoyed it. Best weekend of my life, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So got a little bit busy with life stuff, but we are back. We are going to be continuing the Random Villager Island Challenge, where we terraform and unterraform things that we don't mean to unterraform. But I think we're in a good direction here. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is I did make a post on my my channel. So if you haven't seen it, it's under posts. I did a little poll, and I was asking if y'all would like some streams mixed in with the videos. Now the poll just went out, so I don't know what results are gonna be like. I think there was one vote on it so far, and somebody said no, I prefer videos, and I was like, nice, because I asked if people wanted to see streams as well, if they would watch streams for Animal Crossing. And if you prefer videos, that's fine. I'm not knocking you for that. I personally like streams. I watch a lot of streams in my spare time on YouTube, but I think that streams and videos can be a good mixture. That way, if we do end up unlocking members, then members have something to be a member for. So a lot of fun stuff coming in the works for this channel as time goes on. I did not mean to break that. But I think that, we're going in a good direction, and I appreciate every single one of you who comes through and supports the channel as I break things that should not be broken. But yeah, I think, there's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes. I've also been working on a different video that's kind of a different style. I'm not sure if I'm gonna put it on this channel or a different channel, because it is, like I said, a very different style than what I have been doing for Cozy Kari. And I'm thinking it should maybe go on a different channel. It's about fantasy life, so it could possibly go on this one, but let me know if you'd be interested in seeing it on this channel. It's basically... should I spoil it? I shouldn't spoil it, right? I don't know if I should spoil it or not, but I'll just say this. It's about fantasy life. It's a different style type of video, and I think it'd be really cool if I'm able to pull off all the editing. But yeah, that's kind of what's the gist of my life that's been going on. I am in the back end of my master's class. I believe I have 3 more terms left. So that's super exciting. I'm also a little nervous because I have a thesis due at the end of it, which is if you don't know, it's a very giant essay. It's not gonna be fun. You have to perform an experiment of some kind, or collect data. To be honest, I'm not really sure what it is. I haven't looked into it, which is a great sign because, you know, I'm a procrastinator and, you know, theses, or thesi, is that the plural of thesis? I don't know. But they need time. And I probably should have started it way sooner than I have. But it's fine, you know? We just go with the flow here, and we're gonna see how that goes, you know? But yeah, so I am in the back end of my master's program, and I think I have like this last term before my thesis actually starts. So hopefully that won't interfere with Animal Crossing and this channel. I'm gonna try to let it not interfere because, you know, I do love Animal Crossing and I love this channel so much. It's one of my favorite channels that I've done. And I'm excited to see where it goes. But we're essentially gonna get the base down on this terraforming cliff here, or rather on this cliff, not this terraforming cliff. That doesn't make sense. So we're gonna get this set up to how I want it, and then we'll kind of, like the size of it rather, and then we'll kind of get the shape of it down afterwards. So I'm expanding it out by 2 on each side because I think it needs to be a little bit bigger here. Let me see how this looks. That actually looks like a good space. Okay, let me go up. Check out the top here. Does this... oh yeah, this needs to expand more. Okay, so we'll keep going. Because I need to be able to fit my house up here. And then... ooh, I forget. There we go. Okay. I forgot how to do all the tools in Animal Crossing. Been a minute. But we are going to put our house up here along with like some castle walls. I want to kind of create like a multi level castle where it's not like, you know, just a flat piece of land and the castle just kind of like surrounds a house or a building. So I think it'd be really interesting to do like a multi-level castle, which there are some like inspirations on Pinterest, which I've seen, and no, don't break those. There are some like inspirations that I've seen on Pinterest, which kind of like started all of this. So I think if I can pull it off, it'll look really cool. Let me also take a look at how this looks on the map. Okay, yeah, I kind of like that position. It's not too far away from the graveyard area, but it's also not too close. So that is good to me. Good for me, good to me, good to me. But yeah, it's been quite a busy couple weeks here on my side. Hopefully everyone's doing well. How did I end up pressing that? Okay. No. I hope y'all have been getting your Animal Crossing fill. I saw the Switch 2 came out. I think it came out on the 6th, I think, of June. So that's pretty exciting. Let me know in the comments if you got a Switch 2, if you're liking it. One of my friends actually got a Switch 2. He was gonna sell me his original Switch. It was like a first gen Switch 2, or Switch 1, that I think came out... did it come out in 2020 or was it 2017? I don't know when the Switch 1 came out, but it's the original Switch. And honestly, I was gonna buy it off of him because that way I have like a second Switch to kind of do content with, which I think would be really fun to do. I just have to double check if I'm all good to get it. Alright, let's check out this sizing here. This doesn't look bad. I think I want to go like 1, maybe 2 more out before we start doing the next layer. If I can remember where the tools are. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, I think we'll do like 2 more rows out. And I think that'll be good for like the top part. Oh, and then we're gonna do like waterfalls on the sides, and we're gonna have inclines in the middle. So we gotta make sure this is like evenly spaced. Otherwise, we're gonna have some problems. and it'll be unsymmetrical, and then we all cry. So, gotta make sure it's symmetrical. Unless we want to do something funky with it. Kind of like have the inclines at like a horizontal way rather than like vertically. If y'all know what I'm talking about. Alright, so we'll expand one more out. And then that'll be good. My controller is very much vibrating. So I'm really hoping that it's not getting picked up by the mic. That would be really unfortunate. I don't think it is, actually. I got a new mic, by the way. Well, I didn't get a new mic. I've had this new mic for like 4 or 5 years. It's an XLR mic. And when I first bought it, I actually didn't know what an XLR mic was. And I was like, you know, I just bought like, you know, this pretty expensive mic at the time. And I was like, I don't want to go and buy another expensive piece of equipment to use this thing. So what I did instead is buy a cheaper mic that was a USB mic and just use that. But hang on, I'll go back to that story in a second. Let me check this out. I think that looks good. Maybe let's do like one more out, I think. But yeah, so I got the USB mic and I've been using that for like 4 or 5 years. It was a pretty good mic. It was like Moano, I think it's Moano. USB, pretty decent little mic, not too expensive. But this XLR mic needed a mix amp, which is either like, you know, a Go XLR Mini, a Go XLR, or a Wavelength from Elgato. So for my birthday, I got, which was in May, I got the Go XLR Mini. And I got that all set up. So now I have a new mic. Let me know how it sounds. If it sounds bad, I'm gonna cry. I'm going to cry if it sounds bad. But hopefully, you know, I don't think it sounds like too much different. So hopefully it's not like crazy to kind of listen to. So we're finishing up this last row here. And I think this is a good distance out. Let me double check. I don't want it to be like too big. Okay. Should we make it? Well, no, we don't want to make it smaller because I want to be able to add waterfalls on the sides of the cliffs. So let me actually go up here. And then what we'll do is we'll make the 3rd level now. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Can you put... Will it let us put one here? Or no, because it's too close. I think it's too close. Yeah, okay. So we have to be like one out, which is fine. Right? That's fine? Yeah, okay, so you can't stack a cliff on a cliff that's on an edge. Good to know. That sentence sounded very confusing, but it made sense in my head. So there's that. But we'll essentially get this going here. And we'll pretty much fill up this entire cliff top with more cliffs. And hopefully it turns out the way I want it to. Because in my head it looks really cool, you know? Do y'all ever do that? Like, you have something in your mind and you're like, ooh, if I like envision this, it looks really cool or it sounds really cool. And then you go to like do it and you're like, no. You're just kind of like, yeah, this is gonna work. Not gonna work, chief. Yeah, that happens to me a lot. So, no. Don't break the cliff, sir. Or ma'am, rather. I think this is gonna look pretty decent. It may not be like, you know, like grandiose, but I think it'll look pretty cool. I'm excited to show you guys the overall vision of it. I think the graveyard turned out okay. I'm like kind of happy with it, considering it was my like literally first build in Animal Crossing for terraforming. Because like I said, like I have played Animal Crossing New Horizons before, and I kind of grew up on Animal Crossing in general. But you know, terraforming was specific to New Horizons, and when it first came out, I played it, you know, in 2020, but I didn't exactly, like, dive into it very deeply, or, like, very deep, I think is proper grammar. So, I didn't get the full experience of terraforming. So now we're kind of doing that together, and I think that's super exciting and fun. Also, did anyone, I'm going, like, from top of the topic here, I'm really sorry for that, ADD go crazy, but did anyone start a new island on their Switch 2? I saw a lot of YouTubers that are like, you know, Animal Crossing YouTubers or just cozy YouTubers in general, were starting their islands over or like creating a new island on their Switch 2. And I also heard the performance for Animal Crossing is a lot better. So if you're unaware of the performance and how it works on Switch 1 for Animal Crossing, when you go to a dream island and like you tour a dream address in Animal Crossing, it's very like laggy if the island is very cluttered. So it leads to like, you know, not so great of an experience. I've definitely toured some islands. I'm not sure if they made it into videos, but I've definitely toured some islands that were very laggy, and it was just like, yeah, we can't put this on the channel because this is just not a good experience overall for me. So like I know looking at it, it won't be like a good experience as well. But I saw that I heard that the performance is better for island tour type stuff in the Switch 2. So, oh, that's why like I'm a little bit stuck on the decision for buying my friend's Switch, is because if I buy the Switch now, like the Switch 1 from him, I basically will delay how long it takes until I get the Switch 2. Now, I will say that I'm not like rushing out to get a Switch 2 right now, just because there is no new Animal Crossing. If there was a new Animal Crossing, and it was announced, it was like releasing like this year, you bet I would be all over getting a Switch 2. However, since there is no announcement for an Animal Crossing just yet, which we might get one this year, I'm not sure. But since there's no Animal Crossing announcement this year so far, I was like, yeah, I'll wait until I buy a Switch 2. It could be this year that they announce it and then they release it next year, or it could be like another 2 years before they even release it, like a new Animal Crossing. So, kind of interesting to see what's gonna happen here in this next, like, 3 years, I guess, for Animal Crossing, because, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna work. Also, is this enough space, or do I need to go further? That is not my ladder. Let's go up here. Alright, so a house will fit, but the land is a bit awkward looking. So I think we'll expand it out by maybe like 2 more. And then we can also expand this land out a little bit further as well. So let's go out by 2. And then I think we'll probably expand the second level out by like 2 as well. But yeah, I think, you know, for me, in order for me to like get a Switch 2, there would have to be a really good reason for it, because it is like pretty much $500. It's basically a PlayStation at this point, which is absolutely ridiculous to me. Because a PlayStation, you know, should like have more value than a Switch. Because a Switch is mainly like a handheld device. Yes, you can connect it to a TV, but like it shouldn't, I don't know. It's no Steam Deck, right? Now, with the Switch 2, the performance, it might be up to par with a Steam Deck. But I know they're releasing like Cyberpunk, and then also like Hogwarts Legacy, I think, on the Switch 2. But I'm not exactly sure if like, they're gonna run very well. Because I don't know. It's a Switch, right? Like, it's from Nintendo. It's not meant for like big gaming, in my opinion. It's meant for like Mario, Animal Crossing, you know, stuff like that, like Nintendo stuff. Did I go out by 2 here? I kind of forget if that was just 1 or 2. Let's go take a look at the top. And then we'll kind of judge it from there. Honestly, we'll do one more. We'll do one more row, and then we'll call it for that, and then we'll go ahead and expand the bottom layer out by 2 or 3. No! Don't break that. There you go. But yeah, I'm curious when they're going to be releasing a new Switch. Or not a new Switch. They just released a new Switch. Not that. A new Animal Crossing. Because I know people are starting to get really hyped for it. And to be honest, they might not even announce it until like next year. Because like, you know, if you look at the data for when the Switch 1 was released versus the time frame for Animal Crossing to be released, I think it was like 3 years, wasn't it? Because I feel like, this could be wrong, I'm like totally spitballing this, but I feel like the Switch 1 came out in 2017, and then Animal Crossing, I believe, came out in 2020. So I think, you know, they could potentially wait like 3 years until a new Animal Crossing is released. I'm personally fine with, just because I haven't experienced New Horizons to its full extent. And I have so many like design ideas that I want to do for New Horizons in general, for like the island themes and stuff. I do hope they kind of keep it where, like, you know how you can design like this whole island and like terraform it to your heart's content? I kind of hope they keep that for the new Animal Crossing, because like in my opinion, besides Fantasy Life I, like no other game does that. And to be honest, Fantasy Life I doesn't even do it as well as Animal Crossing does. I just think Animal Crossing does it really well, and they should keep that same formula for when they go into the next generation of the game. Because if you kind of look at like gaming in general, like if you look at like, ooh, like, or movies even, like if you see like Grown Ups 1 and then like you go and watch Grown Ups 2, like Grown Ups 1 is way better in my opinion than Grown Ups 2. And, you know, obviously you can vary in opinions on that, but like usually with movies, in my opinion, it's like, oh, the first iteration of that movie is better than the second. So I'm hoping, because they like try to change too much, and it's like, no, like keep the same formula, just make it a little bit different. But I think the same thing kind of applies to gaming, because, you know, game developers are like, oh, we need to do something extravagant. It's like, no, we just want the same thing. We just want, you know, a new, like new features or something. So, alright, will an incline fit here? Can I purchase an incline? Let me go do that. So let's head to Town Hall. If I can figure out where it is. It's over here. There we go. And we'll get an incline purchased. Hello, Dom Nook. I would like to do a purchase. Alright. Infrastructure. Oh, I have 75k. Sure, look at me. Inclines. And let's make an incline. Alright, now, this is going to be the castle incline. So, and we're going for a gothic theme. So I'm thinking the stone could be good. Because this is a little bit too, like, bridgey. You know what I mean? I think we go for a stone incline. So I'm gonna do that. Yes. I think stone kind of matches the theme of a castle. So I think that'd be good. So let's go see where this goes. Now, if this is not enough space, we'll expand the bottom layer out a little bit. And then I think we'll be, I don't know, will this fit? I think it's gonna be too small. Also, I want to get this as centered as possible. So let's see, I think like here is center. Or maybe, hang on, we should look at the map. Alright, let's see. I think this is centered. Should have really done this a bit better. Should have counted how far away, like, from left to right it is. But anyways, let's put down the incline. Oh, it fits. Okay. I don't think that's centered though. Let me imagine it. We could always make it centered if it's not. I think that's fine, right? Hang on. Let me rethink. Let's put it like, yeah, I think that's centered. Because if you look at like the distance between like left to right and like how much each space has on the side of my screen, I think like right here-ish is center. Yeah. Let's imagine it again for good measure. Yeah, that looks better actually. So we'll go ahead and put it there. All right, perfect. I would like a little bit more space. Oh, I didn't realize I had my ladder out. I would like a little bit more space between the second level and the first incline, or that incline right there. So I'm gonna expand this cliff out a little bit more. We could also do like a little bit fancy with it, you know? Give it a little bit more depth, you know? Kind of do something like this. Yeah, I think, you know, actually this is going a lot smoother than I thought it was gonna go. I thought this would be like a really long like session, but to be fair, we're not dealing with water just yet. And I think like the water sections for this area here is not going to be difficult to do. At least I hope not. So, it shouldn't be too much of a problem, in my opinion. Alright, and let's go mirror the other side. So just in by one and then in by one. So we'll put it right here. And then one right there. Okay. And then we'll fix the edges of the cliffs here in a second. I just want to get this all filled in. And then we might expand it out by at least one more. So let's do like this here. No! No! My cliffs! And I think that'll be good. We might do one more expansion. Although I gotta be careful because I gotta get the castle walls up here. Which I need to start buying those because we can only get 5 a day. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay, and then let's go ahead and break these so that it kind of curves out. Okay, I think I like how that looks. It's a little bit like straight, you know, like straight line diagonally, but I think that's fine. All right, and then we'll put another incline here. I think, hang on. I think we should have another cliff top here. Maybe. This might be too much. Let me see. I think that looks okay. I think, I don't know. Maybe it's too much. I don't know. I'm trying here. All right, let's see. Is that too much? That looks a little too much, I'm not gonna lie. So we'll break it. We'll break it, because I think it's a bit too much. Okay. And then maybe we can like add some like circular things like out here or something. That could be kind of cool too. Alright, that's gonna wrap up today's episode. If you did watch and enjoyed this one, be sure to drop a like down below. It helps me out a ton and I greatly appreciate it. If you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. Next time we will jump into the waterscaping of the cliff for the castle. But that's gonna do it for this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!